Alright, so we're leaving our stop in King of Prussia. We're heading back home, actually, because our stop down in Florida, the guy actually traded his truck in, so there's no point in going down to Florida anymore. There's no other stops along the tour route for the East Coast, so we're just going to head back west, back home, do a little R&R, order some parts, take care of a few things, and then we're going to start heading out on the West Coast. This King of Prussia stop was really interesting. I was a super fan for sure. He was really happy to see me, and I'm glad for the amount of time I spent there. And I was able to, and the things I had on board, the parts and tools I had on board, I was actually able to do quite a bit for him. His interior lights were staying on. I figured out the relay was sticking on there. Did a few tests with the scan tool. And I got his interior lights working again, and he's going to test a few things over time, make sure it's a good fix, but I'm pretty confident. And then I checked a few other things. His heat was stuck on full heat. He had the AC on, and it would just be pouring out heat on there. So I checked the actuator, all the usual stuff on the Ford Tauruses of that generation. He had a 96 Taurus. Actuator works fine, secondary blend door works fine, all the rods and stuff like that were all intact. So what he did is he charged the AC system at some point, and he thought it was too high, so he drained a lot of it out of there. Well, I went over there. I could tell right with the gauges and the can system he had that it was just way too low. I wanted to catch it on film. We totally forgot to bust the cameras out, but we got a good picture with him. I'll show you guys at the end here. So I was able to take care of his AC system. I filled that back up to the right pressure spec on there. It took the whole freaking can. It was a 20-ounce can. So he's pretty low, so I told him to watch out for any kind of leaks on there. I don't think he has the money right now to be changing out accumulators and stuff like that. But I did get it charged up with the can he had on hand and the gauge system, and I kind of, explained to him for the future too. I gave him a little lesson, I guess you should say a demonstration of how to use those cans and how to fill them based off just off the pressures on there. So like I said, I wish I would have got that on film, but I can always do that in the future on any vehicle. So he knows in the future what to look for, and while the vehicle's running, and I showed him how when the compressor comes on, it just drops way down to 20 something, and the low cycling switch cuts off. Goes back up to 48 or so, and back down, up and down. That's not right. That means there's the low pressure, and the system is just sucking it down really fast, and the core's kicking off like it's supposed to. So we got the AC working for him again, and the interior lights working for him. And that was the major concerns that he had on his vehicle. He has a lot of other work that needs to be done in that vehicle, but he wants to do some of it himself. It's easier, but some of this stuff like this, he's a little, he doesn't know everything about it. So it gets complicated, and you start guessing real quick. Whereas I come along, I know exactly what to look for, what to do, and I get it done quick for him, and give him a little lesson on top of that, so he knows in the future how to work this stuff and how to check this stuff out. So the East Coast is, it's totally done. Heading home. It started out rough. We caught up in the middle, and then the last few stops, last 4 stops or so, have been very, very easy, or they've gone really smooth, one of the two. Anything's better than the first few stops that were just beating on suspension components and grinding away at stuff and problem after problem. So it's definitely a lesson to be learned on what to expect, I guess you could say, on the road, and what to bring next when we come. Like the camera, we're not bringing the camera with us next time. We're just going to use the GoPro. It worked out just fine. It's good audio, stuff like that. So we're getting a few things fine-tuned, and none of the jobs that I know of on the West Coast are big at all. So it should be even easier in the West Coast. Hotter, but drier, I guess you could say. But overall, very successful East Coast run. We had all the tools and all the parts we needed to get all the jobs done without running the, I think, not even one auto parts store the whole time we were out here. So that's impressive. I mean, the truck's loaded up too, but it just all worked out. So that's good. We did something for people with your help from your donations, and we were able to do it in a timely manner, I guess you could say. We met everybody's schedule. That was the biggest thing. It took off work, this, that, and my son had fun playing with all the kids, all the people we went to go meet. So he had fun at different areas and stuff like that. And overall, it was definitely worth it. It was a lot of hard work, but it was definitely worth it. And I cannot wait to get to the West Coast and do it all over again.